So now that we know that the purpose of chaos is to get us out of our knowing and back to listening, let's take a look at how this shows up in our life. Let's take a look at relationships, for example. When two people first meet each other, they go through this process of listening. What's your favorite color? And what's your favorite flavor ice cream? And oh my God, that's mine too. And there's this amazing interest and curiosity in each other. And then they get into the awakening. Oh my God, this could be the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. This could be her or him. And then you say, will you marry me? And the answer is yes. And now you're into knowing. And you know you're going to be a husband, and you go through that process, and you're so confident, and we're getting married, and you won't even listen to any of your friends that are trying to talk you out of it. And then you get married, and you're in this totally new space. You know exactly what's going on. She's definitely your wife. She didn't run away at the altar. And then, as they say, the honeymoon's over. You go through chaos. You're not who I thought you were, and what's going on here, and I can't believe this, and I don't believe that, how could you show up that way? And then we go see the therapist because we're either going to get a divorce or we're going to actually try to work this out. And the therapist gets us to listen to each other. So we go through chaos, back up to listening. And oh my gosh, is that what you meant? And I didn't realize that. Okay, it's not what I was expecting, but okay, we can work this relationship out. And then you realize that you can develop skills and you get to an awakening. Oh my gosh, we can work through problems. This is incredible. This is great. And then you get back into confidence and you're working and going along. And then all of a sudden, she's pregnant. Chaos. Oh my gosh, what do we do now? And listening. We got this incredible state of just exploring, and I'm going to be a father and you're going to be a mother, and what's that like? And then all of a sudden, awakening. You've learned and you've talked to your friends, and now I know what it's going to be like to be a father and mother, and we're going to be parents and have a baby. And then you're into knowing. Okay, we've done our research, we know what to do, and then the baby's born. Total chaos. And then you go back into listening. We don't know what to do. It's not what we expected. And then you finally realize after a few months, okay, we're going to get through this. It's going to be okay. You have an awakening. We're parents. It's real. It's happening. Then you go through knowing. You think you know what you're doing. And then they hit the terrible twos. And you go through the cycle all over again. So we can see how this cycle repeats itself in relationships. Let's take a look at some other places that the cycle of chaos shows up. Have you ever had a vehicle? You got it, it's running smoothly, you're in the confidence, the knowing phase, and then all of a sudden it starts breaking down, chaos. And then you're like, oh my gosh, let me go see what I can do to fix it. You get a couple of bids, that's called listening. Then you figure out, okay, I can pay for this repair. Then you have an awakening, then you basically get it repaired. Now you're confident again. But if the car is too old, it starts breaking down over and over again, and the chaos is just perpetual. And then you say, I can't take it anymore. And you go shopping for a new car, listening. And then you realize, oh my gosh, I can afford a new car. It's actually going to be cheaper than trying to fix my old car. You have an awakening, you buy a new car, now you're in your confidence, it's incredible, you get to drive the car for a few years, and then all of a sudden it breaks down, chaos. Or you have a car accident, chaos. Or the car gets stolen, chaos. Then you're listening, how do I get a new car? What am I going to do? We see this happening over and over in our relationships, we see it over and over in life, and we see it over and over in nature. Look at what happens to a forest, for example. You have a forest, and it's growing, and all of a sudden it reaches where there's a canopy of trees, and all the other stuff dies underneath it, and it gets stuck in this knowing phase. It's just a pine forest. And then a forest fire comes along, total chaos. And then the rains come, and there's a few seeds down, and the ash makes it all fertile. So you have this incredible vegetation coming up, all different varieties. What's it going to be? Listening. And what kind of forest will it be? And then you have an awakening. Oh my gosh, look, we've got bougainvillea, we've got pine trees, we've got oak trees. And then after a while, the tallest plants form another canopy, and now we have a knowing. It's an oak forest. Then you have a flood, an earthquake, whatever. And we'll notice that every time there is chaos showing up, the species, the life species on the planet, are invited to evolve and go to the next level and become better at being what they are, more authentic. And that's the purpose of the cycle of chaos. And you can see this going through over and over again. Now, I just want to show you one last thing. How does this chaos actually show up in the molecules of our body? So I'm going to throw a field over you so you can feel the resistance to knowing. And then I'm going to throw another field over you so you can feel the beauty of listening and awakening, all right? How does it feel to be around a know-it-all that tells you what to do? You feel that tightness in your stomach? Most people do not enjoy this feeling, being around a know-it-all that tells us what to do. It makes us feel kind of icky and tight. That's the field of evolity, the forces of nature literally working through the cells of your body in resistance to knowing. Now, I'm going to show you how the molecules of your body, the cells of your body, are actually aching for this cooperation with nature and to continue through the cycle. And here's the second field. How does it feel when somebody's deeply interested in you without an ulterior motive? You feel your heart kind of open up? That's because the molecules of your body love to cooperate with evolution and be invited to evolve instead of being forced to evolve through chaos. Now, when we look at this cycle, we're going to show you in the next video how do you actually navigate and master chaos, and instead of it happening to you, you actually get to use chaos and forward it in your life by volunteering for the cycle of chaos. Keep watching.